Today we're at Welcome to Whisky, hosted by the Whisky Exchange here in London. I'm super excited to be here today as a beginner. So we're going to have a walk around, see what products brands are choosing to showcase to people new in the whisky world, see if there's any alternatives on offer. Also, I want to see what brands appeal to me just by their physical presence themselves, and see how approachable and welcoming this event is for people who really are beginners coming into the whisky industry. So let's have a walk around and see what's on offer. Okay, so I have checked my ticket and I've been given my glass, ready to walk into the show. So with regards to the event, once you have paid for your ticket, it's free pouring for the duration, which is great. You don't need to worry about that side of things. So let's head on in and see what everything is looking like. So immediately, firstly, the venue is absolutely stunning. There's a buzzy atmosphere, which is great. Always makes you feel a bit more at ease when there's people already at all the stands and everybody's chatting, so you don't feel too awkward or anything like that. Obviously, big stands in the middle. Glenallachie, I'm not sure what is on the other side. Glenallachie is a brand that I have heard of, which there are only few I have heard of, and they are one of them. I know that they're big, and obviously they've got a massive stand in the middle, so that's great. I think, to be honest, as it's the beginning, I want to maybe try a cocktail just to ease myself into it. Obviously, it's a couple of hours, so I don't want to be going too hard too soon. So I think we can go try find the cocktail bar, get a sense of what is on offer as well. Obviously, the space moves from here into other rooms, and see what's on offer and have some fun. Feels like a buzzy, fun atmosphere, so that's great. So we have found the cocktail bar, which is all Fever Tree products. So they've got a couple of different cocktails on offer. I think I'm going to go for a Return of the Mac, if that's okay, and see what it tastes like. I know Fever Tree really, really well. Love all their products, so that's good. To be honest, I like ginger ale, so that's why I've gone for this one, purely for that point, so I'm sure it will be delicious. So which one would be your favourite out of
This is my favourite.
Really?
List, so
I've picked well then.
My favourite, and then
that's good.
Between that and the Scotch Mule has been the top two.
Scotch Mule, okay. And just out of interest, what is the difference between ginger ale and ginger beer?
So it's the way that the gingers are used. So the ginger ale is used with just the oils put together, and then the ginger beer is fermented in a bit more way like beer typically is, but it is the same gingers that is in there. So with our ginger ale and ginger beer, we have 3 different types of ginger. That way you get the balance of flavour in there rather than just the flat taste of ginger, and you'll get everyone likes each different type of ginger differently.
Okay, yeah, I'm not a massive ginger fan in general. I'd never have it by itself, but after tasting it, it is quite strong, not gonna lie. Obviously, I know that's probably how most people like cocktails, so I can very much taste the whiskey a lot, but it doesn't feel too overpowering in my mouth. It feels more relaxed, smooth, although I can taste it. It's got a bit of a kick, not so much that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's blowing my socks off.
You should be able to enjoy the taste of the whiskey, yes, and then have it complemented by the mixer as well.
Exactly. So I think this is a good place to start before we go into the harder stuff, especially obviously by itself and not mixed as a cocktail. So I'm going to save myself for all of that, try a little bit more of this, it's delicious, thank you very much, and go see what else is on offer. So we've come over to the Glengoyne stand, Ian McLeod's stand with all their different products and brands. So I've tried the Glengoyne White Oak before, and I really liked it. It was very sweet. So they've got some other products here, Tamdhu, which I know is in a sherry cask, which I think will lean into the sweet side as well. I'm not really sure which one of these Tamdhus to go for. The bottles are beautiful. Very kind of romantic, old school in comparison to the Glengoyne, which I really like. The labels are cool. So I'm not really sure whether to try the 12, the 15, or it says distinction here. So Abigail, what do you think would be the best to try for a beginner? Maybe is the 12 the lightest?
Interestingly, this is American sherry cask.
Okay.
Before it gets turned into a bourbon barrel, so quite a nice place to start. It's our distillery manager, Sandy McIntyre's favourite Tamdhu.
Okay.
12 is great. 2 years ago at Spirit of Speyside, it won done the best 12-year-old sold out of all the distilleries in Speyside, but 15 is lovely itself, a bit richer.
I think let's go with the distinction one, just because if it's someone's favourite, I mean, why not?
Yeah, he's master of the trade.
That already smells much more up my street. It's nice. It's a lot softer. It's still got a bit of a kick, and I'm trying to gauge what it is, what the kick is in it. Okay, interesting. It's definitely more up my street. I mean, I really liked the white oak, the Glengoyne white oak. So the fact that I enjoyed that made me think I will like the Tamdhu, and I do. Okay, so I have come over. I was recently at a friend's house and I saw this Port Charlotte 10-year-old. And just out of curiosity, I took a smell of it and I really, really liked the smell. But I didn't try it. So we're here, we're going to get a little bit of a taster. And I'm intrigued to see as to whether the taste matches what I smell and whether I will enjoy it. In general, I'm not great with like smokiness, so I don't know if this is going to lean into this or not. But let's give it a go. If you wouldn't mind, thank you so much. And let's see what I think about it. I really like the bottles, especially the blue one. Very cool. Okay, so from what I have learned so far, it's all about swiveling a little bit, as well as smelling. It smells a lot stronger than it did when I was at my friend's house. But let's see. It's nice, but it does have quite a punch to it. I can feel it in the back of my throat. But it's 50% and it's a 10-year-old. Actually, now that that has settled, it is, I'm actually getting a lot of smokiness now in my mouth now that it's settled. So it's not that I dislike it. It just wouldn't maybe necessarily be what I would choose. But I think it's good to try different things, see what I like, see what I don't like. Obviously, that's what this whole show is about, you know, understanding the different types of whiskey. But I'm really getting the smoke, like it's still building and building the smokiness, which is interesting because obviously on taste, I did not get it at all. And I didn't actually really get smokiness on smell either. But it is very, very smoky. So I think I would, to be honest, if I was going to have that again, I think I would need it in a cocktail. I don't think I'd be able to drink that by itself, just because it's a little bit too strong for me. And obviously it's 50%, which, you know, a lot of the beginner ones lean more towards the 40% end. But in general, it is nice and I can hold it. I think I would just need it in a cocktail, to be honest. So there's 3 main areas to the event. Obviously, this is one of them. We've got one next door, and then we've also got downstairs as well with the beautiful chandeliers on when we arrived. And I've got to say the atmosphere is great. There's so many people. I know I said it earlier, but it really is quite buzzy. And it takes away any awkwardness that you feel about coming and asking questions that maybe you think might be a little bit silly, which I know I've got plenty to go around for all of us. So we're in sort of a little middle section here between the 2 rooms upstairs, and this is actually where the Whisky Exchange have put on their section. So there is an Ask Us bar. Any questions that you have, you can go up in case you feel a little bit awkward, maybe asking Stans questions about specifics to do with whiskey. And then we've also got, so there's American, Scotch, can't see what the bit down here says. Oh, and then there's just world whiskey. So I think this is a section where maybe for people who have truly never tried whiskey before, you can come along, gauge what your preferences are maybe, so that way when you're going into the separate rooms and you're going downstairs, you can lean towards what you think, oh, well, I know I really like peated whiskey, or I really like sherry cask, and I'm purely saying those things because I know that I just learned them there. So this is a great section, I think. Very approachable, which is super important at this event, so they've done a really good job. So we can head on through to this room, so this is the second room upstairs. Lots of brands, lots of people, not really sure, to be honest, what yet is tickling my fancy, but I want to have a walk around and see what captures my eye. They're so beautiful. And all the different colours. I'm sure it is, but all the colours as well with all the bottles. I love it. So as someone who is very much a beginner level, is there one of these that you think would be best to try first? Entry level? Okay. Okay.
This is all bourbon, so it's really light, fruity, lots of green apple and vanilla.
I think the fruity green appleness is calling out to me.
Loads of juicy fruit flavours. So excuse me, losing my voice.
What percent is this?
40 cents.
Okay.
All our whiskies are not chilled filters, do you know what I mean? See that?
Yes, I have heard this before. Yes, I do know what you mean.
So they're all minimum of 46%.
I can smell the fruitiness off of that immediately, like super green apple-y, which I love. Sorry, you come through. Getting in the way of everybody else trying to try their whiskey as well. So the whiskey that I am trying from Lockley, it is a single malt Scotch whiskey, 46%, and it says it's matured in bourbon barrels, non-chilled, filtered, and natural colour, which I do know what that means because I have heard of it before, which is good. Don't feel like a complete dummy. So the colours actually symbolise the different seasons of the year. So this one is a very lovely blue. I don't even know what kind of blue it is, but it's a really nice blue, and it's to represent sort of like the wildflowers of spring, summer coming, and then obviously we've got here, if I put this back down, we've got going into summer and then autumn, and then obviously the deep wintry colours, which is clever. I enjoy that. And maybe that was why, to be honest, I heard about the flavour of, super fruity green apple, which does appeal to me, but I'm very much someone that would go for lighter colours in general rather than darker. Just generally appeal to the eye to me more. So I think it's actually a great way to put your brand forward, because obviously you're appealing to so many different types of people, but just with one brand, and obviously different types of whiskey. So I'm going to give it a try and see what I think. I'm actually, for the first time, feel like I'm truly I do taste apple. And it's actually so nice to finally taste something and know, do you know what you said, I actually do taste. It's light, easy. I actually don't think that I would necessarily need this as a cocktail to enjoy it, which is great, because I thought that potentially coming here and obviously trying things that I'm not used to trying, and it being strong, I thought that it might be a bit like, I'm going to have to mix all of these things like I did at the cocktail bar. But I could genuinely sip on this, maybe add a little bit of water or, something like that, like ice, sitting outside, nice summer's day, which it is right now, which is great. I love the smell of it. I actually really enjoy the smell of it, which I really didn't think that I would, but I do. So we are at the Compass Box store, and I have decided to pick up the nectar one purely because nectar, it's a warming word, it's sweet, it's right up my street. So this is a 46% blended malt from an American oak barrel. And the Compass Box is a independent blending house, so they don't have a distillery, which is new to me, to be honest. I haven't come across any of the other brands here that don't have a distillery yet, so I'm excited to give it a try. Love the bottles and all the artwork, super funky, very different, really captures your eye. It's definitely nectary, it's warming, easy, soft, doesn't have any smokiness to it whatsoever, which clearly I figured out. I'm guessing that their Peat Monster one would obviously be a lot smokier. Very nice though, I like it. Definitely a dram that I would have again. I think what's really clear in this Welcome to Whisky event is that every stall that you go up to and all the brands have been really forthcoming with answering any questions that you have, giving out information about maybe what you might like, what to look out for taste-wise if you have particular flavours that you go for. So I think that the Whisky Exchange has done an incredible job at making it a very approachable event where I feel completely comfortable and I am a beginner, so it's going really, really well, and I'm looking forward to getting a few more tasters in before the last pour. We're here at the Two Stack stall, so this was actually recommended by one of the members of the Whisky Exchange. It's very popular today. They said to come over. It's full of fruitiness. It's very fresh, vibrant, young brand. So I have got the apricot brandy cask finish, and it is. It's 50%. So they've got the apricot, then they've got blackberry, and they've got apple. I went for the apricot purely because, to be honest, I haven't heard of another flavour like that here, so I think this is going to be the most interesting to try something different. I can't say that I'm getting apricot on the smell, but it definitely smells like fresh and vibrant, as I described the brand, shocker. It's very smooth, but it's not too much. I think I would be able, I can't say that I'm getting apricot, but I am getting fruit, but that might just be because obviously, you know, my taste buds haven't really acclimatized to whiskey and obviously trying different types, but I'm definitely getting the fruitiness. I think, to be honest, what brought me over, and obviously it was recommended, but the brand itself is so youthful. And I love the whole bottling, the labels, especially the Two Stacks, the dram in a can. It's cool, it's young, it's fresh. I haven't seen anything like it here. So that to me is definitely worth coming over and giving a go. I do like it. Not getting apricot, but am getting fruitiness. So that might come to someone who maybe has actually tried more whiskies and is able to gauge different flavours. You might be able to get it, but I'm definitely getting the fruitiness. So that's a success in my eyes. So we are coming to the end of the Welcome to Whisky show, and I have to say I have thoroughly enjoyed myself being here. The event actually surprised me as to how open they were with it being beginners coming in. I was a little bit nervous thinking, is this going to be as approachable as I want it to be? And it definitely was. It has lived up and surpassed expectations. I think the standout for me was the area upstairs, and they had that there for beginners to make them feel welcome, make them feel at ease, and give them an area to go to where they can ask those questions that they might not feel comfortable with otherwise. I think the venue itself, stunning. The way they've laid it out, it's easy to get around. There's been loads of people here, and I think the best way to get things out of it is by chatting to people. There's not been one person here who hasn't been happy to answer my questions, give me recommendations and any advice moving forward going on to my next show.